Listen to me, I don't care what they told you. I don't care what your past looks like, what your bank account looks like, what your grades say, what your diagnosis says. I came here to tell you, you got one shot at this thing called life, and either you're gonna wake up and go get it, or you're gonna sit back and watch somebody else live the life you were born to live. Get this in your spirit, you were made for more. You weren't built to just survive, you were created to dominate. You got a dream, you better fight for it. You got a vision, then bleed for it. But don't you dare stay where you are not today, not on my watch. You will go to college, you will live in that house, you will get a pool, you will learn how to swim, you will be in the sun in the wintertime, you will live your best life, and not on my watch, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself for some stuff that has happened on your watch. You shouldn't feel guilty, it's your turn, it's your time, you've blessed everybody else, you've set everybody else up for success, you've compromised you for them, and look where you are, it's time for you. And don't you know that the best thing you could do for them is to be the best version of you? Don't you understand that you're not helping them by not being the best version of you? The only way you're really going to bless them is to be the best you can be. And so here's my last one, have a seat, here's my last one. So I told you the who and why this is important. This is important, guys, this is important. I need, when you leave this room, pray for you, you know what to do. You know who you need to be. Now you need to pray for the drive to get it done. No, no, no. This is the last one. You got to find some of you. You have a problem like you're the old standard car, right? The new cars are automatic. They got an automatic starter. You just hit the button. You don't even need a key no more. You just push the button and it starts on its own. Unfortunately, we weren't made just to start on our own. You got to find your why, and your why is what's going to start you. And so for a lot of you, you're not doing anything because you don't have any purpose right now. You don't have a sense of purpose. You're not waking up for nobody, and I need you to get that engine. I need that drive because you know what to do. You're the right person to do it, but you just can't seem to get out of bed. You can't seem to do what you're supposed to do. Every time you come up against a trial or a tribulation, you let it stop you like you don't have anybody. Anybody from the South, Georgia, Alabama, okay, so they're going to relate to this. So there are hills. It's not flat land, the territory is not flat. So you got to go up a hill oftentimes, so if you got a 4-cylinder, it's going to be tough. When I first went to college, I had an escort. So when you hit those hills, you can feel the car like. If it's not a good car, some people can't even make it over the hill, but if you got an 8-cylinder or a 12-cylinder, it's like it's not even a hill. You put your foot on the gas and you go over. The problem with most of you, you are 4-cylinder. And when you hit trials and tribulations, you can't make it up the hill. I want to help you as I leave because people look at me and go, man, you passionate. You got it going on. A little bit over 3 years ago, I got a call from my wife coming home from work. She said, "Sweetheart," I could hear the trepidation in her voice. I'm like, "Boo, what's up? What's going on?" She was like, "Help." I said, "Help? What's wrong? You got in an accident." "No, I'm lost." I said, "Lost? We live in Lansing. It's not even a freeway." She's like, "No, I don't know where I am." I said, "Stop playing." She's like, "No, I'm serious. I don't know where I am." I said, "Okay, do me a huge favor. Are you near a McDonald's?" "I'm just saying McDonald's. There's 3 of them, and I would know where she was." She said, "Yep." I said, "Does it have a playhouse?" She said, "Yep." I said, "All right, you're on Martin Luther King. You're on the south side. I'm on my way." Went and picked my wife up. Called my homegirl I went to college with. Like, yo, D couldn't. She didn't know where she was. She said she needs to go to the doctor immediately. I'm like, "We're good. We've been dating since we were 16 years old. We're good. Like, we kids together." This just a little quick blip. Boom. Go take her to the doctor. Praise God. I'm the #1 motivational speaker in the world, so I get a different type of health care. Listen to me very closely. The reason why you got to be the best in the world, because they treat you differently when you're not. The reason why you have to be your best version, because if you're not your best version, they treat you differently. I called my homegirl who works at the hospital. She's a physician. She calls somebody. We go sit down. They say, look, we on the weekend. Go get an MRI. I'm like, bet. We go get an MRI. They call us on Monday. Listen to me. You think I'm playing. When you're not your best version and you're not multiplying and having dominion, you get a different kind of health care. Look, my wife. Okay, so we go to the hospital. I know something's wrong because we sit in the room and it takes 40 minutes for them to come in. So I'm like, okay, usually it takes a long time because they're trying to think of how we're going to break the news to you. So they cut the lights off. We got a screen like this. They show her brain, an image of her brain, and they take the little laser pointer and put it up on the screen. And when I look at it, you see like 7 little spots on her brain. And so I ain't no doctor. I told you I got a GED. I ain't brilliant, but I ain't dumb. I know those spots ain't supposed to be there, and so I'm talking to the doctor and she's going roundabout. I'm like, look, ma'am, just keep it 100. What is this? She's like, well, we don't know if it's cancerous, but we believe that it's MS. It's multiple sclerosis. And I was like, all right, what is that? I don't know what that is. I'm like, what is it? Is she going to die? You don't know. That's first day. I'm like, is she going to die? They were like, no, it's chronic. She's going to live with it forever. I'm like, what? So I'm like, all right, it's showtime. My wife ain't there yet, so let me find out what to do. I started doing all my homework. Homework says the only thing that they know causes it is stress. I start studying my wife. Going to work again, coming home stressed out. I'm like, oh, that's not going to work. You going to have to quit. She's like, I don't mind quitting, but do you got enough money for me to quit? I'm like, you know I got enough money. She's like, no, I'm not talking about for a year or two. I'm talking about for the next 30 years. I was like, ooh, how much will you spend every month? I said, I don't know. She said, 5000. I said, okay, 5000 times 12. K good times 30. What's that? 8 million. I went from number 10 to number 5 to number 1 motivational speaker in the world. No, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I started getting on stage and realizing like, yo, people like, why you wait? You just went to a whole other level. I'm not speaking no more to entertain. I'm not speaking to help people. I'm speaking so my girl never has to go back to work again. I'm speaking so that the MS don't kill her. I got a different drive. I got a different why. I got to make this $1. 8 million, so my girl can quit for the rest of her life. I'm taking all gigs. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And the problem with some of you in this room, you don't have no drive. You ain't got nothing pushing you. You ain't got no reason for waking up in the morning. You ain't got no reason for pushing past that pain. You have no reason. You better find one before you get out of here today. But I'm telling y'all, I saw my girl go from 50%. She was like a baby. She could only eat, take a shower, and she didn't have any energy. And so we started changing medication. We started changing diets. We started changing everything. And then I noticed she started getting better. But I noticed in Michigan in the winter, I noticed that her body wouldn't respond well in the winter. Because there was no sun. It wasn't just cold. No sun, and MS is a vitamin D deficiency, so she quit her job. I put the money to the side, got the insurance just in case I die. She can continue to live the lifestyle that she's living. And then we took it to the next level. People was like, yo, you number 1 now, bro. You still going stupid crazy. You putting out more content than anybody. What's going on? I'm like, I got one more move to make. They're like, what's that move? I said, I got to move to California. I got to get a winter house in San Diego. They said, you know how expensive San Diego is. Jesus said it's expensive. Expensive. Nothing's expensive when you want to see your wife live another 30, 40 years. There's no such thing as expensive when you're trying to save a life. Somebody said, "Why San Diego? You know you can move to other places that got sun." I said, "She can't take extreme heat. San Diego, it's 78 degrees all year long. Now is your time, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You already cried enough. You already sacrificed enough. You already took care of everybody else. Now it's time to take care of you. Don't let fear hold you hostage another day. Don't let your past rob your future. If you want it, go get it, but go get it like your life depends on it, because it does. Wake up with a purpose, grind with a mission. And when the world asks why you're going so hard, you tell them, because my why is bigger than my pain. My dream is stronger than my excuse. My future is louder than my fear. I'm not chasing motivation, I'm chasing legacy. Let's go.